I bought the cheapest GTI in the country. I bought it for £500, which sounds like a good deal, but in the last video it developed quite a catastrophic issue.
Oh! I think it's dead.
I've already spent about £1,000 on this £500 GTI, so at this point I'll be lucky to break even. So if we have major engine issues, then we might have to cut our losses and scrap it. What's strange is if I start it up, it sounds absolutely fine. So I have a theory. Today I'm going to be using an eBay assured fit to try and get these engine issues sorted and do a few upgrades to the car to get it that one step closer to completion. I've also grabbed some bits from eBay's Winter Essential 20% off deal, but more on that later on. In the last video, everyone said I should remove the PCV delete that I installed. I've now swapped it back to the standard system, but I don't think that's going to solve the issue. These cars are super common to have oil starvation issues. This is due to the oil pickup pipe in the sump. Its job is to pull the oil from the bottom of the sump to the top of the engine. The trouble is, if the sump is full of debris, that gets stuck in the oil pickup, therefore blocking the top half of the engine from getting oil. And if you let this happen for too long, it can cause catastrophic engine failure. And I think this is what's causing our issue. I'm just hoping I've caught it in time. So after a few minutes of this idling, it does sound pretty lumpy, so that is what's leading me to believe that it's the pickup pipe getting clogged up after the oil was going around the engine. So I think it's about time to get it up in the air and get the sump off. So here we go, let's start one of the biggest jobs I've ever done on a car. I've never taken a sump off, so this is going to be a first for me, and if you don't give something a go, you'll never know if you can do it or not. With the old oil filter out, we can clean up the housing ready for the new oil filter, which I got as part of a service kit using eBay Assured Fit. Thanks to eBay Assured Fit, finding the right part for your car has never been this easy. Simply search for what you're after, type in your registration to add your car to the My Garage section, and then it will list all the parts that will fit. And if you have any issues, you don't have to worry thanks to their 30-day money-back guarantee. Simply send it back for a full refund. So it's straight off with the oil level sensor wiring loom, 3 bolts which hold the gearbox to the sump, a couple small bolts to undo the oil return pipe, and another cool thing about eBay is once you've added your car to the My Garage section, it will stay there for the future if you ever need any more parts. And of course you can add multiple cars to your garage, making it nice, quick and easy. And finally, there was about 20 10mm bolts, which for the most part are pretty easy to get undone, but there are about 2 or 3 which are a little bit of a struggle, but in the end we got there. And with a little bit of persuasion, the sump was lowered. Well, what is that? That looks like a bit of plastic from like a tensioner or something.
You don't want that in your oil sump?
No. There was a lot of rubbish in the bottom of this sump. You can tell that this engine's done over 160,000 miles. But hopefully what we do today will allow the engine to run healthy again. What's mad, right, is you do an oil change and empty all the oil out. Bear in mind all the oil was empty. But look how much is still left.
Still loads in there, yeah. What's the pickup like?
Not the greatest.
It's not good, is it?
I'm going to take it out and we'll have a look.
No ideal.
I don't understand where those plastic bits are from. Finding parts of plastic in your oil sump is something you really don't want to see. But what I don't understand is the oil looks quite clear, and when you first turn on the engine it sounds fine for about 10 minutes. So surely the engine isn't completely fried. Didn't want to do that. But as expected, the common oil pickup pipe was in fact clogged. I spent a good 20 minutes using a lot of brake cleaner, soaking it in very liquid and boiling hot water to get it completely clean. And if I'm honest, I made it look like new. And with the pickup pipe clean, it's now time to turn our attention to the sump and get this as clean as we can get it. And that is much better. Okay, so the sump is now all clean, looking so much better, and it is, well, as clean as I can get it, and there's no bits in it anymore, so that's good. The oil pickup is also being fully cleaned, and well, there's no need to replace that. There's nothing wrong with it. The mesh is completely clean, so that's good. And I've also cleaned this as well, which is, I still don't understand what this is and how it works, because it's just clipped in to the side of where the chain is in the sump, but It's just random. Like, what? Why is that needed? Is I suppose maybe stop big bits hit the chain. I don't know. But I've had a bit of news in regards to those few little bits of plastic in the sump. So I had a little Google and looked on the forums, and according to everyone else in the forums, a lot of people found plastic in the sumps as well, and it's all to do with this dipstick here. Now this is the orange dipstick, which is the old variant. I think they updated it to the new yellow variant, but the old one, the orange one, which is this, is, well, a little bit brittle, and sometimes the bottom of it ends up cracking and disintegrating and falling into the sump pan, which kind of makes sense because apparently the tensioners on the chain are black, and the bits that we found were like brown bronzy sort of colour. So it makes sense, and that's what everyone else said online, so we'll go with that. And the fact that the engine does sound alright, it can't be anything major, because at the end of the day, if it was a broken tensioner and the chain was rattling, it would do all the time. And look at that oil pickup pipe, it looks like new. So we can finally get it back on the engine. And with that secure, we can put in the plastic cover. And it's now time to put new sealant on the sump. Now it is really key to make sure you've cleaned up the area so it is spotless. When applying the sealant, it is key that you do not miss anything, including going around all the bolt holes so the oil doesn't leak down the threads. This is a really nerve-wracking point because at the end of the day, if I get this wrong, I put it all back together and it leaks, we'll be back to square one again. Sadly, my camera wasn't in focus, but it's back on with sump, doing all the bolts up in a certain pattern, making sure they're nice and tight, and hopefully it won't leak. And of course, it's in with the new oil filter. Okay, the sump is now back on and everything is all bolted back together, but we are going to leave it until tomorrow until we put the oil in it, because I want to make sure the actual sealant, well, is all dry and sealed. So we've got the exciting stuff. I've used eBay Assured Fit to grab a new set of mirror caps and also some headlights to get rid of these horrible yellow ones, which, as you can see over here as well, look at the state of that. So the products arrived within a couple of days, and because I used eBay Assured Fit, I know they're gonna fit. But for whatever reason, if you have any issues, eBay offer the 30-day money-back guarantee, so send them back for free for full refund. So finally, it's on to modifications, things we all love as car enthusiasts. So it's out with the old mirror caps, which had some really bad lack appeal, and on with the brand new ones. It's simple as that.
Oh, see me. Hello.
Look at the state of that as well. The lacquer is completely gone, and it's cheaper and easier to buy new mirror caps than it is to get this painted. And because I'm on a bit of a budget, because I end up spending too much on this already, it's the safer option. And I think it looks quite good. With the mirror caps on and looking great, it's now time to install the headlights. Oh, they've just been glued on. So that is, I'm glad we're changing that. And luckily on Mark V Golfs, they come out pretty simple. There's one bolt at the bottom, one bolt at the top, and one bolt at the side. But it does require us to take off the grille. And here we go, it's time to get the new headlights out of the box. These things should hopefully transform the front end of this car. And to go along with the new headlights, I took advantage of the eBay Winter Essentials 20% off deal, which allowed me to get these bulbs for a cheaper price, which should not only look better on the car, but also be brighter so I can see more in the dark. So a nice little upgrade. I also grabbed this Winter Essentials kit as well so I can top up the screen wash and put a few handy accessories in the boot. But make sure you take advantage of the 20% off Winter Essentials deal, which ends on the 20th of February 2026. If you wanted to go check it all out, I'll leave all the information down below. And if you are watching the video up until now, there's a high chance you're enjoying what you're seeing, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. And of course, it's free to do so. But now let's get the headlights plugged in so we can test them out. Plugged in.
Sweet.
Don't turn it on, Brett.
Yes, do not turn the car on. Oh, look at the difference between those two. Yeah. Right, they are. Loads better.
That is way better, isn't it?
Yeah, loads better. You can look at the look at your door here.
Yeah, it's like blue and white.
It's nice.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, very cool. God, they're fresh, aren't they?
They are good. And what a difference that first headlight has made. It looks so much better compared to the old one. It's amazing how much headlights change a front end of a car.
Okay, so it's now the next day, so I think it's about time we get some oil in it.
And here's the moment of truth. Is the sump gonna leak? Right, so the oil is in. I'm just gonna disconnect all the spark plugs, then we can crank it over a few times to build a little bit of oil pressure, get the oil going around the engine, so we don't start it dry. Right, here goes, moment of truth. Let's turn it over for a little bit.
Perfect, right, let's plug the spark plugs back in. Moment of truth.
So far, so good. Let's take it around the industrial estate and see if it drives alright and runs alright. Okay, this thing, I think it's actually working.
I've left it running now for a good 45 minutes or so, and it's not rattling or making the same noises.
It is ever so slightly rattly, but I believe that's just these engines. My mate has a Mark 6 Golf GTI and it sounds very similar, so I think it sounds normal.
We've still got to solve the issue with the clutch and also the brakes, but there we have it. That is pretty much where I'm going to wrap up today's video.
If I'm honest, I think we've made some really good progress. The front end is just transformed. It's weird what headlights do to a front end. It looks really good.
I've left the car running for a good sort of hour now, and I've sort of been driving it around the estate, and the engine still sounds pretty good.
But when we get the brakes and the clutch sorted, we can then get it MOT'd, and then we can then test it out properly and see if the engine is good. But there we have it, another video on the Golf GTI. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, and also subscribe, and I shall catch you guys very, very soon. With eBay, you can find the right part at the right price. And remember to shop the Winter Essentials offer, which is 20% and lasts until the 20th of February 2026.